mind to assume your puppet masters ain't planning mad disaster and doom. The very moment you pop out of your mom's womb, you're a sovereign king ready to blossom and bloom. However, things change for the absolute worst when you're issued a live certificate of birth, and the number is given to you before you're dribbling. That's when you become a United States citizen. Slavery has been abolished, I know that you heard the news, with the 14th Amendment's voluntary servitude. Once you register your child, you make a major alteration. You are now employed by United States Corporation. The Constitution thereby becomes a fiction. You can't mention it in any statutory jurisdiction. They hoodwink masses of people something awful. Just cause something's legal doesn't mean that it is lawful. It's time for me to change from being what I am. Through the years I feel the need like any other man. But what will I become? What am I to find?
What's the reason for the treason, huh? You wanna die?
I see no reason, baby, I'm
What's the reason for the treason, huh?
I see no reason,
What's the reason?
see no rhyme.
What's the reason?
I see no reason, I see no reason,
What's the reason?
I see no reason to waste my precious time.
What's the reason for the treason? You wanna die?
Best believe I believe in the life I'm leading. I'm a freedom fighter, I'm a fight for freedom. I'm the type that'll put a knife to the windpipe of a tyrant, leaving bleeding. Yeah, and I see no reason to keep accepting these acts of treason, to keep on eating the food they feeding, to keep believing the shit they preaching. Why? Because it's always lies, and when they caught, they don't even apologize. So when they open up their mouths, I tend to tune them out. I don't even pay attention when I see them speaking. Yeah, we gotta be the change, rearrange the system and let freedom reign. From sea to sea, friend, it's a brand new season. No more living like a slave, I don't see no reason.
I see no reason, baby, I'm blind. I see no reason, I see no rhyme. I see no reason, I see no reason, I see no reason to waste my precious time.
It's time for me to change from being what I am. Through the years I feel the need like every other man. But what will I become? What am I
I like Payday. Got a good flow about it. Let's stop. All right. Now, how are you doing tonight, guys? I finally get to talk to an actual person on the other end of the phone. Not an ALE, but they actually do work with ALE at Swoop, and they actually gave me some pretty good packages, but they didn't give me any prices with it necessarily. I got to dig in deeper into them. They have like a solstice kind of package that takes me to the South Pole. It's kind of weird. I got an email. I've clicked the link a couple of times. It takes me to their phone number page and you go to a consultant. So I got to sit down and talk to them. And I haven't had a chance to call them today, but I'm going to do that. Hey, Skeptic. Is he here? I think Skeptic was here earlier. I don't think that's anything recent. That was earlier. Yeah, I put it in the wrong time. I put it in for today, tomorrow, something like that. The next day, the 22nd. I thought I had it on the 21st. He was here earlier, like 30 hours before that show starts. Yeah. I'm tired. It's been a long night. I like the little Jalen guy. He's actually got his head on straight. Yeah. I'm going to look at the email right quick. Thought I'd pull it up and see if I could read it again. I click on it. It wants me to talk to them through a Skype call kind of thing. Swoop, Antarctica. Okay. Rebecca Porritt is the girl that sent me this. It's a 20% off thing too, off anything they give me. It goes to the ceremonial South Pole, which would be below the 80th parallel. They got a camping area. Let's see if I can transfer this over here and I can show you guys. It's not letting me send the email. I'm trying to think of how to send the email to, like, I can forward it. Let's see where I can forward it to. It wants me to forward it to another email. Matter of fact, I'll send it to Skeptic. See if he send it to him. There's got to be a way to actually put it on my computer. I'll go to my computer, see if I can get it up on the email on here. My email's a pain in the ass. I got too many windows open. Email. Close all these down. Open up my emails. Last time I tried to share the email online on the Restream, it would open it up like it's in a different window set. Windows. Oh, Mr. Bill Gates. Okay, I'm gonna open my mails up right quick. Let's see. See if I can get to the swoop thing. Wants me to verify myself every time I open anything with emails. Continue. Are you a human? No. Okay, I just got a Gmail notification. Let's see who that's from. 2, 3, 4, 5. One more. They want to know if it's me. Yes. They're granting me service or something. Wants me to check my activity, verify it's me through my phone after I'm on my computer. Yes, it's me. It's not opening the email. I hate this thing. I'll keep the email. I sent it to Skeptic. See if I can get back into where I was. Anyways, I'll open up their web page and see if you guys can look at it on through my phone. Didn't get it on screen. This is fun. I'll hold my camera up, see if it'll work. See if you guys can see it. Nah, it's too much of a glare on it in there. Yeah. I'll see if I can just transfer it to Discord. I can pull it out of there later. That's not letting me. Okay, I'll just read it out for you for the most part. And this is a thank you for scheduling a call through Swoop Antarctica website. This is just a quick email to confirm that you're calling to schedule. They want me to schedule another phone call at 10:30. tomorrow, so I got to do that. They have 8 different expeditions on board to the different places in Antarctica. There's more to this email. Yep, destinations are to the southern pole, to the Antarctic, and the camping area is right there. Let's see which one this is. It's called World's Southernest Resort, and it's not the same Union Glacier. This is at the South Pole. They just have a camping area there. Let's see if we can get a price listed on here, but I guarantee I'm going to have to talk to them again in person. The girl that called me earlier just wanted to know what I was looking for. So I'll have to call them tomorrow and set up an appointment to talk to them about it. I do have a representative. Her name is Rebecca. It looks legitimate. It doesn't look like it's overpriced either. It's like real simple. The camping looks really simple. They don't seem outrageous at all. Yeah, I think so. I think that's where it is. I think I got something going on. And it probably won't be able to schedule me this year, but I'll find out tomorrow at 10. Whew. I was going to take a look at it through email, but it's not opening up on my computer for some reason. It's done that every once in a while, and I'll try to verify it. I'll have to go through and reset my password with Gmail and stuff. It's fun. All right, off the screen with me. But I found a couple of more different ones. I got one from a couple of people. It's called AIL, but it goes right to like the Scott Space or whatever it is with Murdoch, and they'll hire you on there and send you down there, and you can do a job for a while too, or you can get a scientific grant, which I don't know if they'll loan me a scientific grant. They don't even know me. And I got another one called Aduli that I found. Antarctic Your Way. Tailor-made Antarctic vacations shaped around your passion. Quite a line here. I'll put it up on the screen for you guys. Oh, by the way, you can see all the moons that Saturn has. These are legitimate as hell. They look like shit I got off the bottom of a riverbed. And they just named them Greek names. Show you, what do you want to show on the map? Where they're going? To the ceremonial South Pole, according to what they got. It's what it showed me on there. It doesn't give me I can look it up, period, but I'll show you their website first. And I'll pull up a map with where the ceremonial South Pole is. Let's see. Let's see if they actually have a picture of it in here. Let's see, make sure they're big. I think view all trips. I think I went through this one. But see, we got Drake's Passage. They got flights to Antarctica. This is what I'm probably going to be doing right here. There's camping. Let's see where they got camping at. Hopefully they got a map laying in here. I hate these little pop-up things. And I actually have to go to the post office to finish up my passport because I've never had one. So they're telling me. They got pictures here. They're camping out there. And that's not the place I'm going to be at. Not what she sent me the picture of. It's just this, where the ceremonial pole is, the little barbershop pole they have out there. Ceremonial South Pole. It's right up below the 80th parallel. It's where the campground is. See if they had a picture of it. Is it safe to camp in Antarctica? Well, they don't have polar bears. Holy crap. Like kayaking. Where are you going to kayak, man? Come on, seriously. Going to kayak in the ocean? In the Southern Ocean, for that fact. Yeah. Camping experiences. Traveling in December. Let's click on this. Got a review. Okay. Our most memorable moment. There were so many. I think of the uh, what emotive. What is it? This is somebody that's writing. Oh God, I think somebody's trying to come in. Ah, hey Jalen,
What's up, Roger? How you doing?
digging through this Antarctic site. Uh, I'm trying to read a review they put up there, and this person just misspelled everything they put in there.
Fake review? Question mark?
Yeah. Well, yeah, I don't know who the hell would who. I don't know if it's coming up on screen. I clicked on it. Read the full review. There's a couple of them. Here's one from Mexico. Somebody here. Yeah, this is it. Can you guys see
I
that?
don't think I can see that now. I just see the initial ones.
Yeah.
Whenever
I'm
you
clicking
click
on
it, I think
It's
it
taking me to
changes.
another page. That's what it's doing.
Yeah.
I'm reading the review, and they're telling me it's the most wonderful experience. It was saying it. They spelled it motive. I don't know. Is that a word? It's like motive. Like I stopped reading after that. They said it was the best trip they ever had. There's so many moments like for camping in Antarctica. They want me to pull up the ceremonial South Pole on a map. They know where it is. If you ever looked at Antarctica, or you've looked at the Antarctic map and where their ceremonial pole is, right?
Yeah, I've
The
looked at it, yeah.
goes through at the 90th, like above the 90th, right
Yeah.
above it. That's the ceremonial pole. I think I'm coming down with a cold. I got it from Flats. He gave it to me through the internet. Anyways, I'll look up a map of Antarctica right quick. You like my solar system? I mean, Saturn's moons.
Yeah, that looks interesting, actually.
You see the ones that are like shaped like river stones and stuff. Like what
No,
is
I
it here?
haven't looked into the moons on Saturn, like, at all, to be honest with you.
Oh, there's Titan. You've heard of Titan AE? They made the movie based on what it would
Yeah,
be
I've heard
like.
of Titan. Some of these names do look familiar, yeah.
Titan AE. They made an animated movie out of it. Probably when you were a kid.
Yeah, I didn't know there was a movie about it. It's a movie about the moon of Saturn?
Well, it's a cartoon movie about an adventure of space travelers who actually go to Titan, the moon of Titan,
Oh,
Saturn.
okay.
They made a movie out of it, and a lot of the rock bands of the '90s actually played on the soundtrack. Like, oh, it's
Hmm.
cool. My daughter's like, "Oh, we got to go see Titan AE." That's when I was doing when they were growing up. And I thought Ryan was going to come in, but he did.
Ryan, no.
Everybody's so uptight right now. Like everybody's so uptight on what's going on in Israel between everybody else, and none of these people over here have anything to do with it.
Yeah.
They got an opinion on it.
Oh, yeah, believe me, we have our opinions, that's for sure, yeah.
But I mean, when it comes to that whole circumstances with Christ, the Pharisees, the Sadducees, all that,
Mm-hmm.
you know who the culprit is in that. Just straight up, you can just look at it. It's
Yeah,
not
absolutely.
necessarily Israelis that, but everybody wants to make an issue about that. But then again, there's the political faction who wants to make a greater Israel, right? Think about
Yeah.
it. They want the whole chunk. They don't want any Arabians in their own
Well, I
country.
think in Genesis it says something about the land is all the way up the what's that river?
Euphrates.
Yeah, I think it's like the
Jordan?
entirety of Euphrates River or something like that when it talks about it in Genesis.
Well, I don't know why everybody's fighting
Or
over
the
a piece
Nile. The Nile. All the way up the Nile. Like they're saying, oh well we have claim all the way into the Nile. So I get
Really?
that, but I don't know, it is like it does turn very political very quickly.
Well, yeah. Then there's everybody else is claiming they're Jews too, and I'm hearing it like we got Jews in Iran, Jews in Iraq.
Yeah. Jews everywhere.
Yeah. And then you get these like the guy that Flash was playing the political exiled Hamas guy who was actually giving a speech. You remember that? Can't remember the
Yeah.
kid. He was saying Israel wasn't the culprit in the fact, but he's
Hmm.
the son of a Hamas leader. I don't know who these people are. They look like gangsters to me, personally. Like,
Yeah, I mean, if you put them in America, they would be either that or terrorists.
yeah, they don't. They're untouchable when it comes to the law. If you went around, killing people, you'd be in jail, wouldn't
Yeah, I mean, out there it's a little different though, so I get it. Yeah.
you? I like it. Dr. Bass says Saturn has a moon named Methadone.
Mm.
It's not methadone, but yeah, that's funny. Good God. Yeah, I'm gonna get a map up of Antarctica. Let's see right quick, so we can find out exactly where they're gonna put my ass. Antarctic maps. Let's look at the South Pole. It'll give me a map to it. The alleged South Pole. Give me a map. It brings me right to a clothing site. That's what Google did. South Pole clothing.
There's a clothing brand called that.
Yeah, there's one called North Pole too. They'll sell you anything, dude.
I feel like we should be looking into the North Pole, man. A lot of maps don't even have that shit on there. They just omit it.
Dude, they told
Like
me
it's
when
like
I
the
was,
North Pole doesn't exist. It's just Greenland. Like what the hell? Last time I checked, it ain't just Greenland up there.
they told me it
Why
melted when
isn't it on the maps?
they told me that the ice cap over to the North Pole pretty much melted away. There's no real land there anymore. It's all been overrun by ice, if anything. And then
I don't know if
when
I believe that.
I don't believe it neither. But when I was younger, I got older. I watched Top Gear. They actually went to the North Pole on the show.
Yeah, I remember that exact episode, dude. That was a great episode. I love that one.
They got a Toyota truck and drove.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
What Harmon got like dogs and yeah, they were competing to get to the North Pole first or something. That was it.
Yeah, that was
Anyway.
actually a very good special they did. And I wasn't even a flat earther when I saw it.
Where did they go though? And I hear now you can't find a geographic north.
Who
Like,
knows
there's
where
not-
they went? Yeah, I mean,
But I mean,
apparently
you
there's no North Pole. Yeah, I mean, how? I guess the question is, if that shit's all melted, where the hell's the North Pole? Did it melt too?
that's what they said. But I mean, has anybody actually been there themselves and explored it?
I guess not, man.
Well, I looked up the geographic north. Let's see. I'll pull up some images.
I wonder how it'd probably be easier to go there than the South Pole. I guess hypothetically the South Pole that is, but
Hypothetically, I'm not doing anything. This is not a hypothetical trip either. I would.
well, no, I just say hypothetically the South Pole because I'm not convinced there is a South Pole.
Yeah, well, yeah. There is
Not
no
a physical geographical
no-
location
yeah,
of a South Pole.
because there is no pole on a flat Earth. Dude.
Yeah.
There's a magnetic north. That's what actually occurs, and I believe
Yeah.
it's a Mount Meru or a Black Rock with magnetic Black Rock Mountain. And I've used compasses all my life, man. And when you're out in the wild, they point one direction. They don't go both directions. They say they go both directions, but it's actually pointing one direction. It's magnetized on one tip. I've used my compass, so let's see. Here we are. You get this?
Yeah, I can see it.
This-
Or
This is
let's
where
see.
the geographic
Yeah, I can
north is. It'll be right, probably. Let's see if I can get my cursor on it. Go on the side. I'll point to where it looks like what they show you. It's right here, coming in off the inlet, right just north of the South Pole, like cuts into a slice of it from this direction.
Right,
So it'll be right in here, right below the peninsula.
but it would be
That's
the like 90th, 90
Yeah.
degrees south, right?
Oh, close to it. It's like just below. That's the 80th right here.
89.
Yeah,
Right.
like around 89. I think it's like 85. But with the Scam did you watch that documentary?
That sounds very familiar. I had to have seen parts of it because that's definitely ringing a bell.
No, there's a guy. He's got a channel called Spacebusters. He actually went through Gleason's work.
Oh yeah. It's on Space Monsters, right?
He's been tearing apart TFE and
Mm-hmm.
showing how there is validity in the Gleason's map and their observations. Pretend South Apple. That was a good one. Hey, Justin, I didn't say hi to you.
Yeah, I wonder where the South Pole they're taking you to would be on the Gleasons or any map for that matter.
Well, if they're
I don't know
looking
how
at
you
it,
map that out exactly.
I don't know. I think this here is not a very large piece of land, actually, if you look at it. And I've seen the surveys of the bear surveys that they put out recently with radar. They did a radar survey of Antarctica, and they mapped out all the glaciers with radar and all the land, and they separated it through piece by piece. That's what it showed in their the radar they had. You know,
Right.
that's the only thing. They didn't show you actual pictures of the survey. They didn't go out and took pictures of the land. Like this is the whole continent. And that's the aerial and the satellite view looks like shit, anyways.
And that's all they had to do really is just go take pictures, but they'd rather give you the generated images that they can manipulate.
Yeah, like this. I mean, you think this is actually done properly? Do you think any of the
Hell
continents
no.
are actually done properly? You can go up and down coastlines and you can get a gist for which one's what's real, what's not.
Yeah.
Anyways, I wanted to take a look at this other website. I haven't got a chance to, but I am going to talk to the Swoop tomorrow. They want me to call them at 10:30. Is what they were saying in the email. So I got to talk to a representative and tell them exactly what I'm going to do. So instead of saying the 24th, I want to probably go down around the 21st, catch that first day, and then go as far as I can for how much I pay for. Probably a good idea. So let's pull up this other website. What is it? Your Anarchy Your Way. Vacations tailor-made by Audi Travels. Udella Travel, sorry. Yeah, let's see it. Take a look at it. They look classy. They go to the peninsula. I'll read this out first before I go see if this is actually worth looking at. They do the peninsula and cruises, crap like that. They go to the Falklands. I don't need to go to the Falklands. It's not far enough.
I don't know if you're
according to
streaming it yet. I don't see it. If you are,
I'm just reading through, see if it's worth
Oh, okay.
looking at before I do. It doesn't. It looks too expensive, actually. They have a wine tasting. Oh god.
in Antarctica,
Yeah, dude. They have an
do you
ice
think their
bar. down
grapes come from Antarctica? Like,
No,
are they
they
shipping in the
don't.
wine?
They ship it in. I think so.
Like, why are you doing a wine tasting in the freaking Antarctic desert? Basically, that makes no sense to me.
If it's a desert, I don't think it's. I don't know if you can classify that as a desert.
Well,
They
it's
say that.
dry. That's why I say it's a desert. I guess it is dry, right? From what they say, at least.
Well,
That's their
the desert-
excuse for why they have no breath. They're like, oh, well, it's really dry. There's no humidity here. Some bullshit. I don't know. I guess you'll figure it out.
We watched their first marathon when they first did the TFE, and the marathon runners were just blowing steam, just out their mouth, like smoking.
Yeah, the marathon. Yeah, they do. They
And
got
I-
footprints too. Apparently, it's only for them.
I think it does snow because I've watched a lot of footage of it actually snowing there. Everybody was screaming, "Oh, it doesn't snow there! It doesn't snow in Antarctica. It's just recycled. It's blowing the snow around for hundreds of years." And they get very
Yeah,
little.
it's got to snow eventually.
Dude, we watched tons of footage from Union Glacier, like 20 years before, all the way back to like 2010, even before that. And they're in the middle of blizzards, dude. So it does snow. It snows a lot there. And everything on websites that I've looked at do not say anything in South about 24 hour sun. No, nowhere. I didn't see it. They give you 20, 22 hours, no 24 hours.
Yeah, no, it's not full 24. Yeah, I feel like that's what everybody's been saying.
But
Yeah.
even we were watching it when Duffy got there, and Austin, Jaron, and all got off. We were looking at out of North Strand had the time and date up for the hours of the day. It was 19 on the 18th. Yeah, that was exactly it. That was what they called for, and that was daylight. And even on the last website I looked on before this one, it actually says 20 hours of daylight. It didn't say 24 hours with the sun above the horizon. It actually specified daylight. There's a difference between the two.
Yeah.
Sunlight,
Yeah, there is actually. Yeah.
daylight, yes. So from what I can tell, nobody's advertising a 24-hour sun in Antarctica. And if they had one, don't you think that would be like a money
They'd
getter?
at least mention it.
Oh yeah, well they do that in the north. They have cruises that go for 24-hour sun, and then they get
Yeah.
like almost 2 months of full summer weather, and I think 30 to 40 days worth of like sunlight, daylight, and then they have like a solid 3 or 4 weeks, or 2 or 3 weeks where it's actually the sun's above the horizon. That doesn't happen in the south. It doesn't. It's not advertised, and it's too cold down there because they don't get enough sun. The sun
Right.
causes the, it's just one of those things. I did 2 hours of video on this crap, and they pulled it off. But I used Nat Geo for a part of it. I used it for the South, and I used some girl who did a scientific documentary about the North. She lives there. She did like 2 or 3 hours worth of this live streaming during the summer, and she
Mhm.
just pointed out how the days actually do work, and she described it completely. And it's warm. You get Daisy, you can't function at all because it's daylight for almost a month. You can't do
Yeah, I
anything.
mean that's got to be rough. You're gonna have to shade out the windows or something.
Yeah, that's true. Well, anything happening on your side? I'm gonna see if there's anything else happening with Antarctica. I'm gonna look. There's the other ALS thing right quick. I got a tab for them somewhere over here. I'll pull it up. This is actually the government though. So if I do go with them, I'll be everybody saying, "Oh, you're going to be a shill because you're working for the government." Is what I heard from
Yeah.
screaming. No, I'm going to be. I'll go down there and do a job, and I'll actually do what I want to do, what I'm wanting to do to start with. You know, go down and film the 24-hour sun. You know what I'm saying, film it,
Absolutely.
live stream it, actually. But see, I don't think I'm going to get it, and nobody else in the group here does neither. I'm going to watch a sunset.
Yeah, most likely.
Yeah.
I would completely agree.
I'll go up straight up off Greenwich time because that's what everybody's going off of, and that'll give me a full 24 hours from the circuit of the sun. That would be the best way to do it. I'm trying to look for.
Well, that right there in itself tells you the Earth is flat. The circuit of the sun. I thought we were the ones moving.
Did you watch? Did you watch the video we did a couple of days ago with the chasing the sun?
Yeah, chasing the sun. Yeah.
Yeah, that was actually okay. Let's see. It's not pulling up ALI anymore. Doing a search for it. I had it saved in my tabs.
Another day in paradise. Shout out Justin, man. I feel it could be better, could be worse. You know, I think we've all been there. I relate to that.
Well, yeah, I got to get up in the morning and we'll go to work too. But
yeah, there it is. Yeah.
they want money to let me stay in this apartment complex for some reason. They didn't hand me the keys for free. You know what they charge you for rent up here, dude?
Oh, dude, I know it's a lot. That's why I moved back to Florida because I was trying to live in Denver, and it was like $2,800 to $2,000 a month, and I'm like, man, dude, I can pay $1,200 a month in Florida. That's a whole almost $1,000 difference.
Yeah, I'm paying 21 for a one bedroom.
Yeah, that sounds. Yep, that's really right on the money. Yep. It is a nice area though. I do love Denver. I will say.
Yeah, but it's all right. There's parts like uptown.
Yeah.
You don't want to hang out. There's.
I mean, I say it's a nice area until you get on Colfax, and then or is it Colfax?
There's a Colfax, yes. It's
Yeah,
not that
yeah,
bad. Not bad anymore. It is rough. It's a rough neighborhood, but I mean there are better neighborhoods than that. But we have there's like smaller ones here, and there's a lot of weird stuff like Columbine. You know what Columbine is, right?
Yeah, of course.
Columbine's up here.
Yeah.
There's a lot of weird history that goes back even 100 years ago.
Yeah, I'm not too familiar with the history or any of that.
Well, the original Columbine was actually workers that were protesting the mines and the mills where they were working, and there was a riot, and like over 106 people supposedly were died in a riot, and that date fell on the same date 100 years later when the Columbine school shooting happened.
Oh, that's totally a coincidence.
Yeah. What's the guy that does Mind Shock? What's his name?
I'm not familiar with it.
You're not feeling Mind Shock? He's a flat earther, but he does videos on fallacies and debates and stuff. He's called Mind Shock. I'm trying to remember the boy's name. God. But he uses a voice changer, so he doesn't give his identity out. But he did a whole series on Columbine. He also did a series on the Boston bombings and stuff like that. He does. But there's a lot of historical conspiracies, you might say. But he's a flat earther, though. I don't see the ALI tab, and I can't. It's not pulling it up when I look it up on a web search. So I'll try it again. Open a new tab because I was there earlier. It should pull up my. It's a logistic. Here it is. I got it. See if this is it.
Well, I'm gonna hop out, man. I'm probably gonna get to bed here soon. I'll probably be listening in here in the chat though.
I'll actually go tomorrow morning, and before I leave for work, I'll make a phone call to these guys, and we'll see if we can set up some kind of deal with them, see what their prices are.
Yeah, if I'm not awake, I'll definitely be rewatching that. I watched the one earlier today that I missed. I just ran
That
straight
was
back.
just random because it just happened, and I want to record it. So
Right.
for posterity, I want to record the conversation between the two.
We'll definitely do, because like I said, I'll definitely be, even if I don't catch it live, I'll definitely come back and watch it when I do wake up.
Everything that I've been doing with this, I always save it like a receipt. I put it online. I'll record what's going on with it.
Yeah, you've been pretty transparent with it, you know. I will say that for sure.
These people.
Yeah, I mean, with the people in this community. Well, I guess not in this community, but the Globers always love to come in and infiltrate. Yeah, I mean,
it's not
they'll
just
find any excuse to complain. Oh, it's
Well,
taking too long to go to Antarctica. Why can't you go now? Bro, the 24-hour sun, even if it is real, I wouldn't be able to see it tomorrow. You know what I mean?
No,
You're going to have to wait regardless.
I'll have to leave in December, actually. That's the point.
I mean, they're trying to rush like it's this thing that you could just get done in a week, bro. I mean, it takes time.
Well, you know why they're like that? Because there's a doubt in their mind, dude. Because,
yeah.
And I think Duffy, he's playing both sides of it. He's like, oh,
gotta be, man.
Yeah. So
I mean, he was commenting on Flatstream. He said, "Good." He said something about Jesus is God or something, and then the official TFE account commented on Flats' post and said, good point or something like that, or good topic or whatever. I'm like, why the hell is TFE commenting on this? They're just trying to bait so he'll go on the debate.
Well, when he got back, Tuffy came on Flats' stream and talked to all the panel.
Oh wow!
He did like 3 or 4 times, and we asked him for these receipts. We asked him for a geographical southern pole. We got that. He claimed he got it. It's the same one they've been claiming for the last 100 years. And then we wanted a celestial pole observation. In other words, from the South Pole, we want to Sigma Sontanus. We want to see the actual pole, the star. And this guy, we wanted proof of convexity or curvature. And there's like 3 or 4 other different, and he never has delivered any of these. But we told him this stuff before he left to go.
Yeah, so I mean, he was already knowing.
Yeah, he knew what he needed to bring back for us, and he didn't bring any of it back.
Yeah.
So, what would convince you that the Earth is a globe? And we gave him a list of stuff. Me, Sav, Flats, and he didn't come back home with anything. They had their agenda before they left, and I called him out before. I'll even show you this. I called him out when he got started with TFE to start with, before anybody else did. He went on a channel that I support. It's called Autodidactic. You ever heard of him? He's a Australian guy. His name's Campbell. He's in the flat Earth community. He went on his show and he announced the TFE on there. I saw him like, what's he doing over there? And I sent a super chat to him while he was on the show. He didn't get the money. Campbell did. And later, Jalen, if you, I'll next time I see you, I'll play it for you. I've got it on here before. So I called him out there. It was fun. I wish I had something else to do tonight. But I wanted to clarify this one, and I can't get the email up. I'll sort my email out tomorrow when I call them. Let's see, we got Real Syngenis. Oh, never heard of you, dude. Who fed who shit? They post anything. Who is the Real Syngenis? I like the paperclip though. That's a great avatar, dude. They still show me Sav. Ryan are alive over here. Let's see if we find out who the Real Syngenis is. Hey, dude, are you a flat earther or are you Globey? I don't know. Pardon my nasally sounding. It seems like a troll almost. What do you think, guys? Anybody look into his channel? Let's see. Yep. Well, dude, if you're over here trolling, you're in the wrong place. Who fed who shit? What shit are you talking about? Give me an idea of what you're talking about. Hey, you're welcome to come on here and tell me what you're talking about. The link is at the top of the page, dude. You can explain what you're talking about. Thanks. Oh, you're going to come in and talk? That's Harmon. Hey, Mr. Harmon.
What's up, sir?
How you doing?
All right.
I
So
gotta-
there's somebody in the chat. I don't see who you're talking about in the chat.
Well, his name is Real Syngenis, and he's got a whole bunch of hit pieces on like people in our group.
Oh yeah.
Posted
that's
on-
important, guy.
yeah.
Do you see that new video Dave put out where
No.
McToon was trying to he paid some Indian guy to try to hijack his website or something like that?
No, I haven't seen that. No.
Yeah, and so Dave got talking to him, got it on there. It's about a 14-minute video or something. And so then have you seen the site that someone has put up? It says McToon.gay.
No, that sounds funny though.
Oh, dude, that someone put a good work in that. I mean, that's top-notch website. I just went to it.
That sounds like fun. Super Sidewinder actually, not Super Sidewinder. Mr. Cheswick, right?
Yes.
He went through and he found a whole bunch of people that did a remake of Where Are the Guns, Nathan, but they're on the Globe side and they're
Mhm.
crap. He did a whole stream of with it. And he's like just tearing it apart. It's funny as hell. And he did a reply to Duffy too. He invited him on the final debate. Like he did everybody else. Like if you don't come, you don't care about the kids. You got to send them money. I'm going to stop kids from getting abducted by actually sending this group $250 if I show up at your debate. The
Yeah.
solution. He just send them the whole damn lot to start with, and there will be no problem. We'll show up at your debate, dude.
I became a big fan of him, of what's his face? Oh, God. The guy from England, the singing guy, just now forgot his name. Cheswick.
Mr. Cheswick,
Yeah. Back in 17 and 18 when he put out he was the first one to put out a good bit of hit pieces on Fight the Flat Earth, and there was a couple of more guys on there, and Simon Dan and everything. Did you ever see those?
Oh, dude, I was there when he was making them. I was watching.
Oh, were you?
Yeah.
Back in 17?
It had to be. Yeah, it's close to there. Yeah, I watched him do definitely Sawman Dan, and he do parodies with Albert Einstein and Brian Cox with Albert Einstein in his videos.
Right.
I watched him
Didn't
put those.
He did an 18-minute video with the using the Pink Floyd album one. Kids, leave your teachers alone. And says it's just, and they taught him about the globe he changed out. Did you ever see that one?
It sounds familiar. Probably have.
Yeah, it was really good. That's when I became a fan of his, and he took them all down because
He did. He took them all down in 2017 because of this shit.
yeah.
Yeah.
And but I copied them all. I got them all.
He was still doing videos last week, man. He's still making songs. He's
Oh, he
doing
got
a
one
lot.
out today. Yeah, but he doesn't keep them up on YouTube. I said I talked to him. Not like this, but I said, why not? Why are you doing? He says, well, I just don't like YouTube stuff. So I don't know. Then that one time, like 5 years ago, he was looking for another channel to put him on, and he did it on Odyssey for just a little bit, but then he quit that. So I don't know what he's doing with all his talent, or if he wants to.
Well,
People
I'm sure
pay
he's
for it.
making all those videos. He's got them somewhere, man. And he don't want people to steal his work, so
Right.
he's cautious about it.
Yeah, I don't blame him. He's talented, that's for sure.
He can play a guitar and he can sing pretty good too.
Oh, he sings really well when you see when he's doing it. Yeah, he has a good voice. When he did that 18-minute video, it was classic. He put like 4 or 5 of his videos together, and it's all played to. You remember the movie that Pink
Talking
Floyd
about
put out?
You talking about
Huh?
the opera one he did? The opera set he did for
Pink Floyd has a movie with The Wall,
yeah, I know it.
and so he used that, and he put his stuff in on it. He put his words and changed words to the song. It was really good.
I doubt I'll be able to find it though. I'm
Oh no,
serious.
it's not. It's not on. You won't find it on YouTube or anywhere. I have it on my my old files. It was really good.
Well, you better hold on to that.
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna get rid of Real Sin Genis right quick.
Oh, that guy. What's he saying? Yep, I see that. What's he saying?
Well, he's talking just like in sporadic hit words. But I mean,
Yeah.
I look at his webpage. He's definitely. I don't know. I'll look at it again. Let's see.
Yeah, I don't. Just get rid of him.
Yeah, he's got one. Is like Flat Earth Mikey gets fed up with traffic. That's where Mikey got punched at. Let's see. People are getting scammed by taxes. I don't know. Good question. Is he a Mikey? Are you a Mikey fan, dude? Oh, he's got a Flacatsoid usual denial post here. Let's see. It says, "How could AD literally mean after death?" Oh God, we went through that day on the show. So he's poking fun at what he called a Flacatsoid. So yeah, you got anything to say, dude? I mean, let's see if he. You love Mikey. Well, I'm not talking about loving Mikey, but why are you making fun of Flatsoid? Like why would you call him Flacatsoid to start with? I'm just, I just don't want anybody just like coming in.
Yeah, there's a lot of guys that don't like Flatsoid.
Yeah.
Hey, Justin, just say hello back to you. He said hello to me in the chat, and I was too lazy to type it.
Too lazy to type. Yeah, I get that way every once in a while, and I'll start typing too fast, and I'll misspell half the shit, and I'll miss a word here and there. Like people like, you can't spell, you can't type sentences. What's your English? Like, dude, I've been typing for like the last 8 hours.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh, good God. Yeah.
How many you got watching? 20 it says.
It says 19 on this side, so.
Yeah. I refresh it and see what it says.
All right, now he's kissing up to Justin, so.
Is he really?
Yeah, he's like, a great show the other day, Justin. I don't think that it has anything to do with the topic. So, but why would you have like hit videos that are done about people on your channel? That's my question.
Look what Justin told me, because I was too lazy to type. So he misspells son. He spells it some, because you were talking about misspelling.
Yeah.
So he's getting both of us there.
Well, he's got like videos on spacecraft and stuff too. So I think he's on the other side of the aisle. Let's put it that way.
Heard that guy there?
Yeah, and he's got clips from like Dune, and it's. I used to like Dune when I was younger. It's a great story. You watched Dune?
I watched I didn't watch the first one, but I watched part 2. And I don't know what the first one's about, but that part 2, even not knowing what it's about, that was a good show. You know, that was good acting. Do you see part 2?
Yeah, I've seen most of them. I don't like the newer ones. I like the original series, like the director's cut. It's like a 7
Oh, I
hour.
didn't know they had several. I thought part 2 was the one that just came out like last year.
No, dude, not by a long shot. It's old.
Oh, really? There's a lot of them.
Hey, D man, how's it going?
Even not knowing what it's about, that was a good show. You know?
You got YouTube on, D man. We can hear it.
Yeah. Hear me talking in the background.
Harmon's over here chirping away as loud as can be.
Sorry about that.
That's all right.
Delayed reaction. Good to see you.
Yeah.
I think we got a Glover in the chat. So
Yeah,
That's
I'm
all
just watching this new, the latest Mission Impossible. I'm an hour and 33 minutes into it. It's got another hour and 10 minutes to go, but I'm surprised. I know it's all bullshit and stuff, but they make them. It makes it exciting. You know, I didn't want to get into it, but I did.
I get it, man.
It's pretty
Still
good.
CGI. Still CGI stuff.
Well,
like-
it's
They're getting better at it, aren't they? Be
oh,
honest.
whatever they're doing, it's really nice though. It
Well,
really
think about
is.
it. I mean, they don't even need to have live people even show up and do anything live anymore. They could just do it all in CGI.
Yeah, their
mean-
main goal is to raise about. I've seen it. They're gonna get like a bunch of CGI people when they're like 8 years old, and they're gonna raise up and then go 8, 9, 10, and they're all gonna become the movie stars and actors, and you're gonna follow their lives, and they've already got that plan. They're probably doing it right now, but because I read that about 5 years ago, that was their plan to make, just like you said, they don't need real people, and so these people, AI people, are going to be 8 years old, and they start growing up, and we follow them,
Yep.
and we don't even know that they're
You don't
AI,
even know
yes.
whether they're live on that they're real
Right.
people or not. They
I-
can create anything
I think
they want
that's-
from them.
I think that's so freaking. I'm gonna this AI. I'm gonna embrace it. I'm not gonna be scared of it. You know, everybody's been scared. I was thinking of that the other day, Roger.
Yeah.
I remember listening to this guy named. I had a talk tape. Being raised in the church and stuff, but you always heard about everything was evil. Like in 1930s, I heard a talk tape from 1930s saying, "Oh, the radio. Look, we're sitting in radio waves all the way across from this place to this place, and look what a thing it is." And they were saying how evil it could be. Then they wanted to say TV was evil, and then they go and say, "Frickin' the radio, TV, internet is evil." You know,
They're demonizing everything, Harmon.
everything's a demon. Well, even the AI, it's going to have its bad things and it's going to have its good things. It just is. Nothing changes, but every time the new thing comes out, it's the end of the world. I get tired of the perpetual end of the world doom story.
Well, it could be used. It could be used for good, but they don't really do that.
Oh, I'm sure it's being used for good on some things. I'm sure it is. You know, it's not all evil.
Your life a little more convenient, isn't it? Think about it.
Well,
They're-
that's why
they're
it's
probably-
called Hollywood.
Anyways, D-Man, you've watched Dune before the original one? I'm sure you
Yeah, I
have.
watched the
Yeah.
original.
Yeah. You seen the director's cut?
No, I've never seen it.
It's 7 hours, dude.
Oh,
And they
Jesus.
spent more on the set than he did on all the production or
What
paid
was the
actor.
other movie? Was it Krull? Remember Krull?
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah. Good God. You're bringing back memories, too.
So the original Dune, there's several. So I had to go back and binge watch those things then. Are they as good? You say they're better than the ones that come out now?
Well, the production, they actually spent more on the set. They spent actually, I think pretty close to $1 billion on the set by itself. And they didn't pay the actors shit. They didn't pay the director even a quarter of what they spent on building the set. I think
So
it
is that
was-
the first one?
Yeah, the first one.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's really good visually, and Patrick Stewart's in it, and the detective from what's that show? I want to say Northern Exposure, but it's not. It may not be him. He plays the actual hero in the story.
Yeah, I didn't know.
It's a really good story, but it's about water, dude. The whole series is about the water. If you
Okay.
look at it. Yeah. So the water is the key to that
Well,
whole.
that's kind of true, isn't it?
Yeah.
Everything is about water.
The spice and the water. The spice gives you knowledge, and they have these navigators that navigate the so-called universe that all they live off is spice, but they live inside of water. They're like a brain in a jar. That's how they navigate. They navigate these
Shout out to
ships.
Justin Johnson. I watched his show yesterday. Justin, that show you had yesterday was great, man. I sat through
I couldn't sit through all of it.
I sat through a couple hours and listened to it, and yeah, that was some good stuff. He gave me a shout out on the show too. Thanks, man.
Oh, dude,
Yeah, they said there's. Oh, go ahead.
everything from any kind of video is all being done in AI now, and it's twice as good as it normally is. Cartoons to everything to what you watch on your TV commercials. Everything is AI. It's not just.
Yeah,
it's
I'm
not
sure
just,
it will be.
Yeah, they said I'm reading. It says 3 Dune movies. There's one in '84, 2021, and 2024.
Yeah,
that was the 3 full-length
I've
movies.
seen the original one,
Yeah,
I
the
haven't
original
seen
one-
that.
but it was a long time ago, and I was way young, so I don't remember all of it.
Plus, would you have understood it? Who knows?
I didn't really
yeah.
understand it.
I
It looked
got
kind of
into
like
the-
Mad
got
Max
into
to
the
me.
story. I got into the story. It's a little different than Mad Max. It's kind of it has that feel, but
Yeah.
they used a lot of the props from that, and a lot of later movies like Tremors actually took their worms and used them for the monsters. From Dune.
I love Tremors. That was such a fun show. Reba McEntire and Kevin Bacon and stuff. I mean, and was it Fred Ward? When you say I haven't watched it but once, but it was a long time ago. But so they took the worms. Was that in Dune?
Yeah, that's basically the monster.
Oh yeah. I remember the one I
the
watched
sandworm.
last year.
Worms.
Yeah, those things are, and they feel vibrations just like they did in Tremors.
Yeah.
How
They had
did
a
they
big
get away with that?
Well, I guess it's the studio, man, because they spent a lot of money on the set. So, I mean, they probably just sold off all the props to other studios, and they're like, oh, we'll use this for this and this and that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey,
Who's
what
RG?
happened with that call you had this morning?
I know it
Somebody,
RG is.
somebody
Hello.
called you this morning, Roger?
Yeah,
Okay,
that was RG. Your hot mic. in
Sorry
order.
about that. Yeah, what's up,
Sorry,
buddy? Y'all go ahead. I'm listening.
Okay.
Let me mute up.
All right. Well, yeah. What was I saying? Oh, Swoop called me. It's another agency from Antarctica, and they gave me a rundown on what they can do. They said they can get me to the South Pole and have me camp out overnight. Dude, I can get a 24-hour thing done at the
Nice.
South Pole. Yeah. They didn't give me a price. They actually set up a call with me tomorrow, so I'm gonna have to call them at 10:30 tomorrow. They gave me an email and gave me the options of where to go, what I can do, so I can go to like the arbitrary South Pole and camp out right beside it, which is down below the 80th parallel.
Yeah.
Hey,
Nice.
we'll see what kind of price I get from them.
Probably going to be a lot of money.
Yeah, but it's not. They have a luxury one, and they have just a standard camp one. I'm not going to go. I want to go get the champagne and the caviar treat.
Oh, come on. Foot rub and a sauna.
And it's gonna be only 24 hours. You can stay there.
No, I think they have like days you can camp out. So there's like there's like a time frame. I got to give them what kind of time frame I want. That's what they're going to ask me, and I got to set it up and what date. And they have flights that they don't.
So
just
there was
do-
that girl that went on with the final experiment. She had a friend they met there, and she got a helicopter and flew all. And she's the one that went on down to the supposed South Pole, right? You remember that?
Yeah.
And so that's where you're going. Is where her friend went.
Yeah, and it's down below the 80th parallel.
All right, you're supposed to be at 0 or whatever that is called. You're right at the point where everything meets.
Yeah, supposedly.
Yeah, I know, but in their world.
In there, well, I'm pretty sure if I could actually get a free pass to go anywhere, it won't be what I think it is, and it's going to be hard to travel there anyways. You know how hard it is to travel there. It's just like the North. The North is like that in the wintertime too, but it's not as bad. The seasons up there are a little more mild, from what I understand. I wouldn't say up there. I say in the middle. Put it that way.
We get normal winter. I'm in southeastern New Hampshire. I'm not close by the border, but I'm probably about 100 miles away from Boston. And the winter up here is pretty brutal. It can sometimes dip down way below 10, 15 below for weeks at a time. And there is blizzards up here, a lot of tree falling. So yeah, it's a bastard to move around. I had a girl, my ex-girlfriend lived in this place called up by the White Mountains, which is way further north, about
I know where they are. Yeah.
3.5, 4 hours north of here, in a place called Conway or Center Conway. And that's up by where all the ski slopes are, up by the White Mountains. So it's called Franconia Notch, where it's a notch in the mountains that you can drive through.
Yeah, I know what the notch is.
I got stuck in the notch on the top. I didn't. They closed the road behind me, so I drove through, and then they closed the road behind me, and I got all the way to the top of the notch, and then got stopped. Well, I was getting stopped while I was going up, but I couldn't stop because if I stopped, I would have definitely been stuck. So I got to the top. I waved my hand like, "Go ahead, like just keep going." And I got to the top of the notch, and then I pulled over as soon as I saw the pull off where you can take the photos.
Yeah,
and the state cop was screaming at me, "Why did you stop when I put the lights on?" I said, "I'm in a Geo Metro. I can't stop. If I stop, I'm going to be stuck here, and so will you." So he's screaming at me this and that. He said, "Well, they closed the road." I said, "Well, they didn't close the road in front of me." I said, "So where are you going?" I said, "Well, I have to go down to Center Conway, and this is the fastest way from Route 93.
But they closed the road in front of you too? Is that what happened?
Well, yeah, they closed the road off, and I was still on it. And I was like, I said, "What are you talking about?" I drove right through. There was no one stopping anything. They literally closed it off while I was on it. And I'm like, "Well, I'm going to need help getting down." So I said, "Just drive ahead of me and make a path, so at least I can get two ties in your wheel path." And I was able to get down, but it was rough. I mean, really rough.
Especially on Geo Metro. Was it LSI at least? Was it the bigger one?
It was the 4-door, but it was the 3-banger 4-door.
Right. Mine is 3-banger is LSI though too. Yeah, mine was a 3-banger. I had 2 of them.
Let me tell you something real quick, and I'll shut up about it. I bought that car. It had 32,000 miles. I drove it to 196,000 miles. That car never failed once. It never broke down once. I never had one failure, one issue with that car. When I did, everything broke. Everything.
Really? It was like it was a time release, huh? Yeah, I had 2 of them. I took mine one to 230, and the other one cut out 180. But then they quit making them, and I went and did a research on it back in the 90s. I go, "Why'd you guys do this?" Because if I would have known that, I would have bought 3 of them and put them in my garage because I use them for work, work transportation back and forth.
You know what killed that car was the snow, driving it in the winter, because they put salt down everywhere up here, and that's what killed the car. The engine was still going; it still drove. My friend, I gave it to my friend who fixed it, and then he ran it in the crack up derby. He ran it in.
Did he? Did one of those demolition derbies?
Yeah, and it was still running at the after the whole back end was pushed into the back seat. It was smashed up for all night long. He was like, "I drove it onto the trailer. That caused a tank." I was like, "Yeah."
They were only $8,500. That's why I loved it, And so then they said they just didn't have enough profit margin, and they just didn't make money off them, and so they just discontinued them. That's pissed me off.
They were made by a Suzuki or something.
Yeah, they had a Suzuki engine.
Yeah.
The Geo Metro.
Yeah.
If you got the 4-cylinder one, the 1.6, it was a different engine. It was made by a different. I think.
I never saw a 4-cylinder one.
Yeah, they had a 4-cylinder one. I had the base 4-door one, and it was an automatic. It was a dog. It was like 65 horsepower. It only went like 85 miles an hour on flat top speed. If you punched it to the floor, as fast as it would go was like 85. That was it. But I got 43 miles a gallon. If I
go ahead.
If I went 60 on the highway, that car got like 45 on the highway.
I drove 400-mile trip, and I said, "Okay, I want to see how much I can get out of this." Right? I did not break 60 miles an hour on that 400-mile trip. I didn't break it. Right? I still had almost a little more than an eighth of a tank when I got there, and it was how many miles to gallon? I got 57 miles to gallon back then.
Yeah, if you had a stick, you could definitely get better mileage.
Yeah, I had a stick.
I had the automatic, so it was a dog.
57 miles a gallon. And they were all saying, oh, we can't do this. They can do it, Roger. They just don't want it. There's no money and stuff like that.
Yeah, exactly.
I want to ask Real Genesis a question. Did he get a film of the midnight sunway your cousin was down in Antarctica? I just want to know.
Nobody
Sorry,
did.
he's out here saying his cousin went there and he's got pictures of the mountain. Rossman. I don't know.
Oh, yeah, because Justin Johnson's saying in his last stream,
yeah,
he really has a lot of evidence that it's not there. Well, it's not the same.
Justin's video he played the other night,
yesterday,
was the one where it shows all the cut lines on the video. When you zoom in, you could see the cut lines in it.
That has everything to do, and I mean, Flat Earth has been around a lot longer than you, me, or anybody in this room. Dude. They've been around since the pretty much the dawn of civilization, if you want to call it that. People have been traversing the Earth as it's flat forever.
It was what was used to navigate the seas and map everything of all the maps you see.
Oh yeah, and this is a Roman Catholic thing that was promoted in the probably about 200 years ago. They started pushing it, and it's also an old Babylonian trap, which I was going to look at here maybe in a minute or two. I was looking for some of the old Babylonian texts where they actually show the spherical Earth was proposed by the Babylonians after Babel. They drew up and they came up with the obelisk too. Babylon, Egypt, that whole part
Tower
of the world.
Babel.
Yeah. And we've actually investigated the Tower of Babel, and it's more than likely a real thing, from what I can see. We've done shows on this stuff, man. Lots of them, a lot of deep dives, looking into the history of it. And each one of the cultures actually have a worldwide flood. Believe it or not, the Babylonians, the Syrians, Sumerians, and even the Hebrews have stories about this. And we don't think the world is 10 billion years old or whatever you guys come up with this week. 43 billion years old for a universe. How do they get that? I'm just wondering. I know how the cosmology they do cosmic radiation.
Roger, carbon dating.
Yeah,
they can cut the tree open and they could look at a bone.
Well, they get a rock and they get the radiation from it. What solar system, part of the solar system that rock has been through or something like that. There's some incredible crap they go through to get to the carbon dating part of the situation, how they dissect each one of the minerals that's actually been radiated from what part of the cosmos it came from. Jesus Christ. And they try to date it back billions and billions of years to start with. They assumed that rock had been in the Big Bang at one point in time.
Yeah, some friend of mine sent me an article of NASA the other day, and it says NASA's SpaceX 33rd Commercial Resupply Service rendezvous and docking in 3 days, 50 minutes, and 14 seconds. So, if I did, this is just me. I said, well, it's 33rd Commercial Resupply mission, right? If anything's going to happen, and we've been saying something's going to happen to the ISS forever, and this is the 33rd mission. That's just me. No one's made a video on this or not. I just read the headlines.
Yeah. I want to just address him right quick. He's talking about TFE. I tried to have everything to do with TFE. TFE blackballed me from going, dude. They didn't want me to go on the trip. No. Although he did say take me, he put my GoFundMe on his site and helped sponsor me and get me the funding to go there. And he rejected my email, my GoFundMe, the first one. I made a
talk to you again.
Yeah. Well, he didn't get back to me on the second. I sent him the new GoFundMe where I reworded it for him so it would be more suitable for consumption for his audience, and he didn't get back to me on that at all. He never even contacted me, and he started bad-mouthing me after that and saying that I was lying about everything.
He never intended on taking you out.
He wasn't going to take me. I'm not in part of the script, dude. This whole TFE is a scripted.
I like that. You're not part of the script. That's all it is. Someone says something, I said it just wasn't in the script. It just wasn't there.
Big club, and you ain't in it.
You know what I mean, Mr. Singenis. He's like, do you know what I mean? Yeah. Are you getting where I'm going? We watched TFE get put together from the backstages and Discord, live streams from Antarctica. We were watching the whole thing on Flatzoid's channel from the go. We had a front row seat, and it's all a production, dude. When they brought in a Hollywood producer to make a what was it, a mockumentary? That's the word I like to use.
Yeah.
For this, and the same, and I even confronted Jaron before he left, dude, about Behind the Curve and everything else, and he got mad, dude. So why would you get defensive about this? If I'm calling you out on live stream, he deleted it too. He deleted the stream. I went on a speaker's corner with Jaron and actually confronted him about the AE map and how it was off here and there, and he said, "No, it's sure, it's absolute." And we watched him in 2016 debunk the map. We watched Nathan Oakley and Anthony, what's his name, and Bob Nodell.
Anthony Riley.
Not Anthony Riley. It's a British guy, and he used to do behind the fourth wall with Nathan Oakley when he first started.
Anthony Riley.
No, it's not Anthony Riley. His last name starts with an S. Anthony Riley is still around. He's still doing stuff. This guy's dead.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Antonio.
Yeah, Antonio.
Antonio Subarats.
Yeah.
Subarats. Yeah. He passed away. Yeah, he helped do the round the world phone call. They were going around checking solar noon everywhere on using the AE map to determine where it would be at.
Yep.
We need evidence for all your claims too, dude. Your spinning space testicle doesn't fit. I understand how the math all zeroes out that there's no motion. You ever heard how the globe's actual forces actually zero out to zero anything? You can't feel anything. It does. There's no.
I felt an earthquake once.
I did too. Yeah, I've never felt like I was moving at all, dude.
No. You know what my house did? I didn't feel anything. I didn't hear anything. And I was laying in bed and I was awake and I was looking at the phone, and then all I heard was a vibration. Sound like something was turned on. And I heard that's it. And I was like, whoa, that was an earthquake. So I got on the phone and I'm like, New Hampshire earthquake. Popped it right in and boom.
Very rare.
Yeah.
I've been in about 10 of them.
And it didn't make anything move around. It just vibrated everything. I just heard everything hum. Ooh.
Really?
And
That must be different than what we have. Everything moves. The whole water comes out of the canal. Swimming pool goes. The whole water in the swimming pool flies out. And you're sitting there trying to. You think you can't stand up, but you're standing up. I remember first time I was like 8 years old. I was out on the canal area where we got big old, like the canals are 8-9 feet deep, and that water started sloshing on one side. It sloshed on another side, and then the third time it all went out.
Yeah, this just made everything vibrate. The whole house just made a little, and I was just like, "Whoa, that was an earthquake." So I looked it right up on the phone, and boom, yeah, earthquake, literally. And I was like, "Holy crap, that's the first time I've ever been in an earthquake." It wasn't scary because nothing was, not everything was coming off all the,
right, all the shelves and stuff like that.
But it was enough to get your attention that, whoa, what was that? And then I thought about it for a second. I was like, ooh, that was an earthquake. Let me type it in. I'm like, New Hampshire earthquake. And
I had one happen to me, dude. I was literally just laying on the couch. I was in Flagstaff, and it was just a what do you call it, aftershock?
Yeah.
Laying on the couch and literally got thrown out of the couch. Just like, wow. Like, what happened? And everybody's like, dude, there's an earthquake down in Sedona and we got the aftershock. Like, holy shit.
Yeah, I've never been in that. It would scare the crap out of me.
Like it's like a proof for the globe Earth flight.
Well, I mean, things are happening underground. There's things moving underneath the ground. There's shit's falling down and stuff is falling into it. Things are moving and doing things, but we're not spinning. It's not like we're spinning.
No,
it's just not happening.
Pitch that actually is done horizontally with a pitch, isn't it?
What's that?
Yeah, the flight. It's done straight and horizontal with a pitch, right?
Oh no, we're not nosing down 1 mile a minute.
No, you'd have to, wouldn't you, over above all Earth?
Yes, you would. That's why. That's why if you went from the top of the globe to the side of the globe, the nose of the plane would be straight down.
Well, it
How
gets
would
me
you
a kick
not
because they
feel
say, "Oh, gravity keeps you, it compensates for it with the gravity." I said, "So where does the gravity know to pull? It knows to pull the nose down, but it doesn't know to pull the tail down." I
It pulls
mean,
all of it down, dude. It pulls everything.
it's,
Gravity's
yeah,
so-
I'm just saying, but in their mind, it's only pulling the nose down.
well,
That's why gravity's that selective.
yeah, just by looking at the shape, if you went from the top to the bottom, by the time you got to the bottom, say Antarctica, the plane would be upside down. How could you not feel that you went from sitting
You flipped
perfectly
over.
flat to upside down and flipped over? How would you not feel?
gradual over time, and it's a really big ball you can't measure.
Oh, okay, yeah. But if I just went over and just touched you with my finger and just pushed you a millimeter, you'd be like, "Why are you pushing me?"
It isn't a farce. He says, "Yeah, basic physics isn't a farce. You're real." What is he? Cunnilingus? What is he?
Yeah,
Real,
the,
real. Oh, Sanginus.
yeah. I think he's going after. Was it Richard Sangenis or Bob Sangenis? I think it's where he got the name from. Are you a etherite, dude? Do you believe in the ether? Come on, spit it out.
The luminous ether.
The luminous ether. Yeah. Anyways, yeah, basic physics aren't a farce. Yeah, and Newton's law, general law of what motion, does work to a point, but it doesn't work beyond certain points. They threw it out in 1908.
And never
And they
replaced it
adopted-
with anything else.
No, they kind of did. They get the bending of space time and the warping of space time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How do you warp something that's a memory or in the future?
Yeah, I ran into a big articles I was reading the other day. You got like half of the theoretical scientists right now are still pulling for Newton's law, and the other half are doing
Yeah.
Einstein's law because you can't have them both.
No.
You know, and so they're still theoretically they sit at their table and argue over them. And then I said, "What about Stephen Hawking?" And they said, "Well, Stephen Hawking was trying to back up Einstein." But then they said, "Well, he kind of proved Einstein wrong." And so you almost got a third group now arguing over who's right. And that's all they do. That's how they get paid. They just sit there and
argue consensus. See who's right, who's wrong. But they go back to the grade school solar system and all the so-called moons and gravities and all their calculations they have with it. And those are a farce in themselves, man. They don't have anything to reference those two. Even the transit of Venus is a tough one to even swallow. And actually, it was done on Captain Cook's voyage. Actually, they took an astronomer with them down, I think, to Tasmania, to the edge of it to catch the last of the transit of Venus. They took a bunch of theodolites and telescopes down there with them when they went. That's weird that Captain Cook's voyage had that happen on it. That's strange. I thought.
what's strange is they have that island out there that Dave found out in the middle of nowhere, and they have Captain Cook Hotel there.
Yeah.
Well, I forgot the name of that island now, Kiribati or something.
Kiribati, yeah, it's out in the Pacific.
Yeah, and he says, but you know, it's like we didn't know about it, but then they talked to the people who were in those areas. Oh, they knew about it all the time. So it's not a secret. It's just not advertised. It's just not put out there. You have to find it on your own. You know, like those guys. Oh yeah, we know where it's at. We know where it's at.
The ships that are registered in Kiribati are bigger than the island itself.
Are they really that much bigger?
Yep.
Yeah.
I didn't know they're that big.
The island's tiny. It's a postage stamp.
Yeah, it's just a gas up point, I think, for a lot of the major, and they go further than they're supposed to. And there's like missing parts to the southern oceans that aren't even on the map.
Didn't he use one of those ship trackers and find that it went way
like 600 miles into the ice?
Yep.
Yeah, that was.
They just got rid of that last. Was it this week or last week? They've taken that offline. I think it's now you have to pay for it. I just was watching something, and that ship tracker stuff. I think it's behind a paywall now.
Is it? Huh.
And I haven't checked really big into it. I was reading. I always click on NASA stuff. I always click on, anything that has anything space. I just want to see what they're saying. And in one of those, they were showing that it was going to go behind a paywall.
You got it right here. Is this a BitChute thing?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, you might have to.
Did you watch Alan and Shane today?
I didn't see it today. I don't know why, but earlier today I got a migraine, so I laid down for a while.
They had a good
And,
show, dude. They
I
really
crashed
What
out
is it
for a
about?
while.
What is your bit shoot thing about?
It's somebody was goofing off on Google Maps down on the Google Earth,
They could be doing
Yeah.
ads. I don't doing
and
ads.
they found some stuff. What is it?
They keep taking me to an advertisement.
An
Play
advertisement.
through it. Hold on.
Well,
Sorry
yeah,
about-
just it's probably going to do it twice, and then
Yeah,
you
it
can
does it
stop
twice on BitChute.
Aggravating.
Yeah, I know BitChute's getting really bad with the ads.
Well, they got to pay the bills, just like everybody else, correct?
Yeah.
But you can click them. You click them off after 5 seconds, both of them.
Yeah, and somebody noticed that there was some stuff down there that was showing up on Google Earth, so they went to it, and it shows a whole city.
Have you heard of the Florida Marquis?
Yeah, the key.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been to the Keys.
No, the Florida Marquis. That's his,
no.
that not the Keys. Florida, and he's a marquis like that. That he does a bunch of that stuff on Antarctica, but he's not a flat earther. But he thinks there's big underground places there. He just did another one today, showing on, like you said, he's looking on Google Earth and looks for the anomalies.
Nice.
Yeah, it's
So
really,
they're arguing about boats going over the curve in the audience right now.
Really?
And
Oh, come on. Well, he's just a troll if he's saying that. That's
Yeah.
kindergarten. That's
Okay.
preschool stuff. Preschool.
dude, quit trolling, dude. That
That is so stupid. If he goes to the ships over the curve, he's in La La Land. He's just
Roger,
nothing.
Roger, if you want, I'll put the other video up so you can play it for him of the plane following the sun.
Oh, yeah, well, it's up to you. I'm pretty sure he's probably seen it, but he probably would. He'd like,
He isn't worth it. He is not worth your time.
dude, he's still stuck in grade school.
Yeah, I mean, when he said that ships over the curve, I'm telling you, I call that preschool nowadays. You
It
know,
is.
I'm making
That's
sure.
all.
he's not even worth talking to.
That's old
If his
news.
yeah, so he's lying. He's 100% lying when he says that. So that's the end of story. How do I block him out of here? I'm gonna block him out of here.
You want to block him out? Let's take a vote on it. Anybody want to keep talking? That's in Genesis there, or whatever his name is.
Put a 1 in the chat if you want him gone. There, here's my 1. I just voted.
Okay.
There's mine.
I'm not
I'm
voting.
the only one.
I'm letting let the audience decide. If you want to keep watching this over and over again, like the 2014 debates go on what the Earth is, keep going. Ships over a curve.
You know, Roger, I never had heard of that in my life until I got the flat Earth. I never knew that was a proof. I mean, I didn't. Of course, I didn't even finish high school. I hated that crap. So, I'm just saying, but I had never heard that. So, had you heard that before? The ships
Not
thing?
really, not so much. When I was a kid, we used to go to Myrtle Beach, right? And me and my uncle, he'd take us out into the water, and we'd be like looking out. We'd see like 3 or 4 miles out into the Atlantic, man, on a calm day, and we'd see dolphins out there just playing 3 or 4 miles out on the ocean. I'm like, it didn't even occur to me to think there was a curve there to start with. I didn't think like that. And I
Yeah,
asked
you won't.
when I was a kid, I asked my 3rd grade teacher, like, how does gravity work? And that didn't suffice at all. you know what they told me. They told me to do. And I went to my grandma's grandpa's shed out back, and I got a wooden bucket, and I took some water and I spun it around over my head, and then I saw that it worked. The water stayed in that bucket, but I thought about that like that. How does that work with the Earth?
So I never even heard that either. I don't know if I heard any of these things. What about you? I forgot your name in here. What is
Okay.
your name, sir?
Call me, man.
Well, I worked on a fishing boat when I was 16 years old, straight out of school. And I worked on a fishing boat. We could only go out 5 miles. So we would go 5 miles out into the Atlantic, out of the harbor, out of Boston Harbor. We'd go 5 miles out as far as we could go by Coast Guard regulations. And, my boss had binoculars and stuff once in a while. I'd say, hey, give me the binoculars. We'd be hanging out there just waiting around, or we'd be waiting to get bait, or another ship would be coming at us, somebody he knew or something. And we'd be waiting. I'd take the binoculars and look at downtown Boston. And yeah, you could see some stuff moving around, but you're on the water, it's moving up, it's moving
Right, you're not
constantly.
steady. Yeah.
Yeah, you're not steady constantly, but yeah, I didn't understand the horizon at that point. So yeah, things kind of had an effect over the surface of the water where it seemed higher than it was. So yeah, I didn't think about it at that point because I was way
What
young.
about D-Man? About when you were in like fifth and sixth grade, did you get taught any of this stuff about the
Yeah,
ships and stuff? I didn't.
no,
If
I
I
didn't get
did, I
taught
don't
about any of
remember it.
that. I didn't get taught any of that, but they did talk about how the Earth moves and how we spin around, and
Yeah, that's
everything
what
works in a cycle around the sun.
Well, I remember we had the sun model, and then you had we had that little thing that would spin around. You could spin all the planets around
Yeah,
the sun.
yeah, that's
We
what
had that.
Well, I think it was like 2016. I think somebody caught Mercury and Venus during a planetary alignment in the night sky till 2:30 in the a.m. In a planetary alignment, that would be impossible.
Didn't they just have one today or tomorrow or something?
They have them all the time. I don't think they have them at all. Be honest with you.
Right, you're right, right.
How do you know? How do you know that all the planets in the so-called solar system are in a line with each other?
I did see ships disappear from the bottom up, and I did see the reflection, how it mirrors the ship on the outside part of the hull, how it mirrors it onto the water itself as you're
Right.
looking at it. That I did see because I remember looking and saying, "Oh wow, look at that! It's actually it's miraging it onto the surface of the water." But I was so young at that point, I didn't
Yeah.
understand what I was looking at. I was just seeing what I was seeing. And said, "Oh wow, look, it's a mirage. It's inverted."
Yeah, I see it all the time now. I go like even on our golf course, got a big lake going up to the final hole, and you got a lot of tules around and stuff like that. And hell, the tules are just you go to the base of them and they're reflecting out into the. It's just like a mirror, like you say, reflecting mirage. It's not even mirage; it's a freaking reflection.
Yeah.
Like in a mirror.
Yep.
There's three different effects that cause what they're talking about. That
What are they?
nothing to do with curvature, man. Well, you got foreshortening for one. You got mirroring, and you have what you call diffraction, where the light actually gets distorted to the point where
Yep.
you can't see it anymore. It gets diffracted through the mist. It doesn't move an object up over a curve or block it. The curve's not blocking it neither. It's just you can't make it out because
Yeah, it
of
just
the
becomes optically too small for you to see it anymore.
Yeah,
Falls
that's
into that
really,
opaque zone.
and it's as far as you can see.
Yep.
So this is what you were talking about, the Antarctic.
Yeah, check that out.
Google
Good,
Earth.
cool video. I mean, I don't know how true it is, but I saw it and said, "Oh, that's interesting."
Yeah, that's interesting. we actually use what they call the scientific method too. If you want to know what flat earthers do, we look for cause and effect in nature, like the cause of what tides are and how they're caused. We can actually demonstrate how thermals in water actually cause
Oh
the
yeah,
tides to rise and lower on their own. It has nothing to do with the moon cycle. Although the moon and the sun actually heat the water too and cool the water, so that
that's
causes that effect.
over the surface of the water is the deepest, thickest, crappiest area to look through anything is at water surface level because of that zone that's above it. You got to remember too that if the sun is shining on you, get a refraction, and also it's dissipating at the same time. It's heating the surface of the water, and the water is steaming off. It's dissipating off of the surface when it's heated.
Yeah.
Just like you would boil water and see the water dissipating. It's like if you turned on the pot of water on the stove and let it sit there for a long, long time. Well, naturally, the water level in the pan drops until there's none left. It's the same thing where it does that same effect as the water is dissipating off because it's being heated. Does the same thing on the surface of an ocean or a pond.
You just made me feel bad, D-Man. You put my memories back to me when I'm boiling eggs, and I forget they're on the stove and I get caught in a movie. I go back. I burned boiled eggs because it went all the way empty and I didn't smell it till they were burning in the pan.
I did it too, and I was like, "Oh shit!" I went down and grabbed it and pulled them out of the water, and it blew up in my face. The egg blew up.
Mine went all the way down to there was no water left, and it burnt right through the shells.
I got a question for you guys right quick. You might think about this for a minute. Now, if you were going to fake a vacuum on a set, let's say you're driving a car around or a buggy. Let's just go with this, and you wanted to make it as realistic as you could. Wouldn't you create almost like a kind of maybe a vacuum kind of set, a colder set put it in a warehouse somewhere, put lighting in it, so you could get the effects of 1/6 gravity due to the medium, the relative density in the medium, and you actually film in that, and you could actually portray it like it was in 1/6 gravity.
I don't know.
No, you probably could do that. You could probably build a warehouse long enough, and you could actually make a
or
vacuum
just
change.
change the speed. Just change the speed. You know the bad thing about that on that moon when they were doing that jumping up and down. You know, they jumped up at the same speed they fell down, and if you had jumped up, you would have gone faster jumping up than when your gravity's pulling you down. That's when the gravity of 1/3 or whatever it would be would take effect. So when
I
they're
know.
jumping up, it's the same. You know, you would go faster up, just like you do when you're dunking a basketball, which some of you guys might not have done, but you know, then you come down. You know, but yeah, you know that, right, D-Man?
I want to answer him. Yeah, it takes a physical location to make an apparent one. Yeah, but you guys in your model had all your locations are apparent locations, and you scream at us about refraction all the time. You need refraction for your model, dude. Your model is built on refraction. Everything about it. It has nothing to do with any real physical locations.
Yeah.
You never see anything in its actual location ever, like in real time.
This
But
guy is sounding some of the things like Brenda talked about.
yeah.
I think he's friends with Brenda, or that's Brenda.
Well, I mean, guys, if you want to vote on keeping them around,
No,
let me know.
they said they wanted him in there. They said he hasn't been rude. I was the only one that wanted him gone.
Okay, well, that's good. I'm happy.
I got
with
that. I think it's D-Man's fault on that one.
D-Man, shame on you, sir. Don't
I-
keep Glorious around, man. You want
I
to
hate. I'm going to be neutral. I'm going to be a neutral party.
Oh, that's funny.
I know, but I mean, if he actually looked into the physical sciences and demonstratable sciences, you will find a lot of your pseudo claims go out the window. Like I
Yeah.
would give you air pressure and water containment. You
Yeah.
can't physically demonstrate anything that has.
I'll give him this. Go and get propane without a tank. That's it.
That's not going to happen.
Go get helium without the balloon.
And if I have to break down how you develop a thermal pressurized system, you have to have containment in the first instance to begin with. None of this would actually be occurring at all.
Go get oxygen without the tank.
Hey, let's see D-Man's video. See what is going on.
We're going. Yeah, I should stop looking at the chat.
The cities of Antarctica do not exist as long as they are not seen. But you get through the frequency fence, a whole new world opens up. This past weekend, frequency fence went down in almost all of Antarctica, mainly New Swabia. Believe it, this is Antarctica.
What's the name of that place? Swabia?
Grab the popcorn. Frequency fence down.
Oh, that was it. That was pretty quick.
How do you avoid a root canal?
Coming in a one-pack.
You said New Swabia. The Germans had subs down there way before anybody else went down there, and they literally showed up, and the first thing they stepped on, they stuck a flag in it and said, "This is New Schwabenland."
Why do they hide that a lot when they had those first names? They used to be kind of common back in 15, but I don't see those maps that show those names anymore.
No, you don't.
It was common back in 15. I don't know where they went. Would they just delete them off the internet? No.
They'd have to pull them out of all the encyclopedias, get rid of all the old maps and everything else to go with it, wouldn't they? That's a lot of getting rid of crap. People just don't think about them, and they're getting accustomed to like using the internet. Google this, Google that, and they can control the narrative quicker like that. Like,
oh, sure. You don't have to burn books anymore. It's all digital, so you just change what you want, and then that's even better than burning the books because you can change whatever is said on our side, and they can make it. You know what I'm saying? They don't have to burn books anymore. They're all digitalized and just change what they say.
Yep.
Well, the
That's
biggest
in the country.
from Globies now is Himawari 8 is their biggest proof of satellites in orbital. And I looked at the website. I went through it. Me and PJ did it yesterday. We were just backstage, and we went through the Himawari site, and like they give you like a few seconds of maybe weather a little bit. They give you like a brief outline with radar. It looks like, and they're not really that high up. They're saying it's being taken from 1,000,000 miles away with the camera.
Right.
Or a radar system off of Himawari. I'm not really sure which one of the above is, and I want to know the source where they got that from and where follow the trail back to what the satellite is broadcasting back to Earth and where they received their data from and dig through it all. But nobody's going to do that. They'll just take word that NASA has a satellite in space. Whew. I had to get that up. And
Yeah.
Himawari is
Yeah,
not.
I've got so bad with these guys. Anytime I hear one, I said, I can't talk to somebody just on the simple fact that we're supposed to be moving cumulatively so many thousands and millions of miles an hour. I said, if you once you question that and you still accept it, I can't talk to you.
The Germans were in Antarctica in 1938 and 1939.
Way before the big war went together. That was the beginning of it.
Yeah, they didn't want them to get the upper foot. That's why they went after them. They were going after global.
Yeah. That's why they sent what's his name down there with an entire fleet and ships and planes and
but that was after. In 38 they beat us there by 6 years.
Well, because
they beat us by at least 6.
Because they had crazy good subs, which we were way behind on by the time they come out with all the U-boats that can go anywhere.
I think the Reich was planning on exploring. They wanted to get outside of the ring.
Yeah. Well, I think they had an idea. Well, the ring wasn't even a thing back then anyway. I mean, it was just a wall, you know. So, and I'm sure that there's probably areas that you can pass through. I think they had one called Summers Gate.
Yeah, I've heard of it.
Yeah.
That's down there by Australia, though, right?
They wanted to thaw out so they can actually get through.
Yeah, certain passages open up at certain parts of the year.
And even the Russians have one up nearby them too. They try to plow through it all the time. They broke through pretty good about 2020. There are a couple of videos.
Yeah, they have crazy icebreakers that are huge specialty made ships that can smash through stuff. But people think that's a fraud. No, it isn't. They did a lot of things. Before the war was over, we couldn't launch a rocket for the life of us. We had to capture German tech guys to find out so that we could copy the V2 because that we couldn't launch rockets. Our rockets were crap. My father was in the Navy in '58. He got out in '58. The ship that he was on was converted from cannons to rockets, to rocket pods put onto the turrets. And I don't know if they were wire guided. I don't know what they were, but it was converted from a heavy cruiser to a rocket, to fire rockets in 1958. So
well, they modified the V2, and what they were doing with it after the war, the scientists were actually launching them from New York to Chicago. They would fly them that far.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and the thing is, what they did when they took photos. They had basically a time-lapse photo. They were taking across there. And
they were firing those V2s from Germany, from all the way from Germany to England.
Yeah.
And hitting England with them. England was getting firebombed basically. The place was, was bad.
They look like they didn't look like rockets. They look more like mini jets. You know what I'm saying? Like mini jet drones. Is what they look like to me. What I looked at when I saw them. You know what I'm saying?
Our rocket technology before that was total crap.
Wasn't it?
And they had wings on them.
Yeah. The funny thing is, that's why I don't see how the modern rocket they have now is actually going as far as they say it. It's not aerodynamic at all.
Yeah, it would spin out of control. There's no stability on it. No. There's those little fins at the end aren't going to do nothing. But in the real world, when they sent those rockets over to, like D-Man was saying, to England, they actually had wings in the middle of them. Like some of our short-range missiles, they still open up their wings.
Yeah, but they were arc. So basically, they could fire those things and have them. They could project the angle of how high they'll go and the angle that they'll fly at to have them come down randomly in a general area. They weren't like today where they could, they could put a red laser on a spot and it'll go right to it. It wouldn't have any optics to it. It was a fire it off and all right, it's going in that direction. That was how those things were. There was
They
no
had that
guidance system.
Nicobine thing. Remember that? They had the two
Yeah, I know.
things sending them. They followed the signals.
You see, McToon actually got somebody to try to debunk that. He went through like all this mathematical wizardry.
Did he really?
Yeah, he's actually sent him over to see me. So I think McToon's got me in mind. He doesn't want me to go to Antarctica. I'm sure he doesn't, because he's put a lot of effort into like a lot of the claims he's made going down there, like the magnetic South Pole and a couple other things he's tried to like demonstrate during the trip down to TFE in the process. And that's probably one of the reasons why I didn't go, because I was going to look into these claims to start with, and I made videos about it before I even got started with this. I like pointed out I want to go down and see if there's a magnetic South Pole. Let's test that out while I'm down there. It's one of my things that I wanted to do while I'm there. And I think he got wind of what I wanted to debunk his bullcrap, like the molten iron core actually is a real thing. You ever watch any of their videos on it? What they use to test out what the core is? They use a giant sphere. They actually have one built, and they put salt basically in it, and they spin it. But it has no magnetic process to that. They're saying it's supposed to simulate the molten iron core, but they had to add magnetics to it to get it together. Holy crap, dude. They got
Reverse engineer it is what you're saying, just like they do on everything. It's all reverse engineering.
It's nonsense, dude. There's no scientific proof for any of this shit.
I looked it up real quick, and I was wrong. The V2 rocket had an internal navigation system.
Right, they
using 2 gyroscopes and an analog computer to control its flight path. It says the gyroscopes detected deviations from the programmed course, sending signals to an analog computer, which then activated servo motors to move the external tail fins and internal graphite veins in the rocket's exhaust stream, and it corrected the rocket's trajectory during the powered ascent, which it would coast on a ballistic path to its target. So it uses an analog computer that could basically just give it small corrections.
That's what I remember learning watching that movie about what's that called? The Enigma machine, and we broke their code supposedly. Who knows what story is true, but that's how we got them to give the false codes to send the rockets, and they miss London and go and land in the hills.
Yeah.
That's the story. Who knows what's true?
I don't know. It's a good question. The only thing I'm going to believe is what I can test out for myself, and that's what I'm going to stick with.
Yeah, there's no molten magnetic core. If it's melted, it's not magnetic.
No. If those heat, the temperature, and the pressure that's supposed to be under on all the weight of the supposed sphere Earth, it would have collapsed a long time.
All they have to do is all they have to do is figure out how deep we've ever dug. What's the deepest hole we've ever dug?
To go with that one, right?
Yeah,
the 7.8 mile.
Yeah, the Kohler super hole.
Yeah.
That's it.
It's amazing we can't go any deeper than that if you really think about it.
I don't think you can get enough pressure on a drill bit when you get that. I don't know how you would actually transfer that motion that deep with a giant drill bit. It has to be really rigid, man.
I'm just saying. Yeah, it's just kind of. It's so cool that we can't do it. I like it that we can't. Everybody says anything's possible. No, it's not. In the real world, there are a lot of things impossible. But in their heliocentric model, everything's possible. You can see trillions of miles. You can do this. You can see atoms. You can do this. But in the real world, there's so many things impossible.
Yeah,
we couldn't build.
I'm going to throw one more little curveball at you right quick. Yeah. They say that all the starlight that's coming in from the trillions and millions of light years away that it's coming from is all parallel, and it has to be, in order to travel as far as they're talking about, it has to go through a almost semi-pure vacuum in order to get light to travel that far. That's their solar system. That's their universe. That's how it works. If space isn't a vacuum like they claim it is, none of the rest of the model that they actually build up around this premise is falsified from the get-go. And I put that to Sean Hawkins when he first came over to my channel, and he got mad, stomped out the room. But because they don't have an actual distance to the star to get a measurement to make a geographical location on the Earth. It's so far away, it's so apparent, and it's so much bullshit and so much contrived that the whole model falls apart with the whole idea that no light source is parallel. You can look at any light you get, it radiates from its source. It goes out from it in all directions. It's not aimed like a laser through a vacuum. In order to get those tiny dots you get in the sky from what they're telling you they're looking at, it's impossible to start with.
Like you say, there's things impossible, in the real world.
Yeah,
Comic book world, you can make anything possible. You know that in the comic book world.
They're teaching this as science to kids. They don't have any scientific proof of it. They've never been to those stars. They don't know where they are. They don't know exactly what's causing the light. They can guess at it. They use spectroscopy to try to figure out the color and the shade and the red and blue shift of what the star is doing in the sky. But that doesn't tell you everything about it. It doesn't tell you its source, what it is, what it's made of, and what medium the light's traveling through. They have no idea. They guess at it. That's why they keep throwing all these wrenches like dark matter, and they're wrong every other turn. They actually said they're like about a quarter of the way of actually trying to map out what they call the universe, and they're wrong every time they turn around.
It says here that the Kola super deep borehole went 40,230 feet. That was the max they could do. And it was the deepest hole since 1979. But it says it was also the longest borehole in the world from 1979 to 2008. Its record was surpassed in May 2008 by the curved extended reach drilling bore in the Al Shaheen oil field in Qatar, which attained a total length of 12,289 meters, which is 40,318 feet. It says, but the depth of just 1,387 meters. But it's the longest curved hole. Yeah,
I know that one. I've read that one.
They went at it at an angle. That's what they did.
Yeah.
Well, it didn't go close to deep to miles. Oil's not even that deep. Oil is about a mile and a half deep, I think. That's the deepest they've found oil.
Well, they're talking the length. They went.
I know. They're talking about how it went sideways and they siphoned off. It could, like they did in that movie. Remember, they wanted to steal oil from another guy's land and they did it sideways. Yeah. Same principle you're talking about. Isn't that right, D-Man?
Yeah. And the Kola is the deepest straight down, meaning straight down in. It's the deepest one ever drilled. They said, I read some things about this a while ago because my friend was saying, oh, it's bullshit. And I said, no, it got to the point where it was melting the strongest metal that they could put together, the highest heat treated. It was just melting stuff. They couldn't even go any further. And that was it.
I never heard that one.
Yeah, well, they just couldn't build anything to go down any further. The heat and the metals that we could build those drill bits out of is diamonds and all. They used all this different stuff to try to get it to go further, and they just couldn't go any further. That's it.
So I got a question for you, D-Man, right quick. You see the little turds below you here? What they call these moons of Saturn?
Yeah.
They look like, how do they hold that perfect orbit if they're oblong shape like that? The gravity would be miscentered, wouldn't it?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
When you said that, Roger, you reminded me. It's one of the funniest things. All these things look so round and everything, and you get from the distance and you look back at the Earth. Earth is so round. But yet, if you take the water off all the Earth, you've seen that what it would look like, right? Have you seen that before, where they took all the water off and how crumpy it looks?
Yeah, the geoid looks. It looks oblong and
it just looks like a shriveled potato.
Yeah, it's ugly.
Yeah, and so I'm saying, how does that work? Where did we're supposed to be round? Water was supposed to already got here after it was round. Is that right, D-Man?
Should be.
Yeah, it got here afterwards.
Everything spun around the center of mass, and it made a sphere.
Right, and so then we got water and stuff millions of years afterwards. So how is it you remove the water and you got a shriveled up potato?
Well, that's where we got our core got deposited by Thea. it was like a glob that got spit into Earth when it crashed with Theia, and it became our moon. Theia is now the moon. So the molten iron core actually came from the moon in the storyline. So they don't have any evidence of this. This is just a pre-assumption. That's why it remained in orbit, because its molten iron core was deposited in Earth, so it's stuck in that orbit around its own core. So it does its orbit around the Earth.
Hey, Maria Walker showed up in the chat.
I saw her.
No, I didn't see. Oh, I didn't know that. I apologize.
You figure out how deep that Kola Super borehole is, how deep it went. It's like if you took an apple and just took the skin of the apple. That's how deep it is. Going down is that ain't nothing. And
on their model, on their model,
they couldn't drill any deeper.
How does the magnetics go all the way from that center of the core there all the way out through that distance of what they didn't get through? How does it work? Well, you got to believe.
Well, it's a leap of faith, that's for sure.
Yeah,
as we said in the military, is Foxtrot Mike fucking magic. That's what we always would say when we couldn't figure nothing else. Foxtrot Mike.
Let's go with it. Nothing to see here. Oh, hell. There's so much stuff in it. Yeah, but it all has to work together consecutively in order for the harmonics of the solar system to work.
The other one is Fubar Harmon.
Yeah, it's Fubar fucked up, something like that. I know what that. Yeah. But well, it was the best one is snafu, situation normal, all fucked up. Did you know they changed that in the dictionary now? It used to say just what I said.
Yeah. Well, they're politically correct now, Harmon.
Yeah, they've changed so many things. And what's FUBAR? What did that stand for?
Effed up beyond all recognition.
Yeah, that's right. That was FUBAR. Yeah, FUBAR.
There's a Fugazi that's I forget what that stands for.
That's a fake diamond and stuff. No, I learned that watching the Brad Pitt movies when they said they were trying to pass off diamonds and they said that's a Fugazi. What's a Fugazi? Fugazi's a fake diamond.
I actually did. Somebody told me something about it once. I can't remember, but I'm not in the diamond trade, so I wouldn't know.
Yeah, it's just they just called it. It might not only apply to diamonds, but in that movie they called it a Fugazi. I said that's a neat word.
I should look that up since we're on the topic.
Look it up. Yeah. Fugazi.
I'll just ask Siri because I'm lazy nowadays.
I don't blame you.
Hey Siri, what does Fugazi stand for?
It's a slang meaning fake, bogus, or inauthentic.
It came from the Italian slang meaning fake or not genuine. That's what the general definition is.
So I was basically it. Yeah. I was right.
Yeah.
Yeah, the original company, it says that it was operated under the name. It was also the name of a limousine franchise in the 1980s called Fugazi.
No,
that's great. It was called the Fugazi Express. Started by a limousine service.
Who would want to name that? You know,
probably a family name. That sounds like a Middle Eastern name, like someone's last name.
I think it's Italian.
It might be.
Yeah, I think it's from the movie. From the movie and the way they got it from, it was coming from the Italians trying to steal the diamonds. Didn't you ever see that movie with Brad Pitt when they were in England and he was the boxer? And it was an awesome movie. Huh? So yeah, Snatch. Yeah, that was. Anyone who doesn't like movies, they'd almost have to like that movie. To me,
that's one of Jono's favorite movies. We watched it over on PJ's, and he's like, at the beginning, they're like, there were no Jews harmed in the making of this movie.
I watched Dave do an interview on some sports channel this morning, and it was really bad. I don't know why he puts himself through that and goes onto sports channels and does that.
He goes onto some bad places. I mean, he'll stick his neck out on anything.
It was really bad.
Well, I'm waiting for him to back up me going to Antarctica. I asked him if he wanted to do it, and I said, "You can go with me, man." He's got the money. He could have done it.
Oh, he's got tons of money. Yeah. But I watched it, and it was painful to watch. It was painful all the way.
Oh.
I don't know why he does that, because it makes him look like a kook. It makes anybody that believes anything he says look like a kook. And those people didn't believe a thing he said. And they're like sports hard on people. Like, so they're just people that just, they're whacking off all day to sports stuff.
Yeah, they're like in a locker room.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're not going to be interested in this topic.
No. It was embarrassing in every way.
Jeez.
It was
Wow.
It was a chick, a black guy, and some goofy looking guy, and all they did was basically make him look like a kook. And I don't know why he does that. It's just so.
How long did he last? Did he last 30 minutes?
Well, I think it was an hour or 45 minutes. I think it was. They were doing a little skit in the middle of it, and those people were clueless. The people he was talking to was clueless. They didn't have any clue what the hell they even believed. So, I mean, they looked really bad. But the way they made him look, they just made him look like a kook.
Yeah.
And I was like, why even go on these things? People that got a hard on for sports are not going to give two shits about what you're saying about the fucking earth. The only thing they want to hear about is stats and numbers. And
I
that's all
watched
they
it the other
care
day. I saw one of his old ones. He went on a guy's. I don't know if you guys have heard of Archaics. Yeah, have you heard of him? And anyway, he's bad. And the thing is, that guy Linke, what's that guy's name that does the Mudfoot stuff? Martin Linke.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He came all the way to the States and went on to his show to meet him. And went on his show. I go, what the hell is he going over there to go on Archaics show? You guys don't know Archaics at all?
No, I don't. I still have no idea who you're talking about.
Yeah, and there's been a few flat earthers go on his show. And Martin Linke, like I said, he went all the way from England to Texas to meet the guy.
Weird.
The funny part was part of the show. They had the girl on the sports show before the show even started do some research so she could ask him questions. And the stuff that she asked, she didn't even know what she believed. That's how bad it was. And
Is this on his channel? I'm looking it up as you're talking.
It was on DIRTH interviews on BitChute.
Okay.
Dearth interviews, and it was they were on he was on some morning sports show. It was one of the worst ones I've ever seen him do. And I thought, man, he must be dipping really low if this is what he's got to do now to try to get people to wake up on this. Like, you're not going to get that out of a sports show with somebody who just wants to hear numbers and who did this and how many passes. Nobody's going to care one bit about what the hell he's saying. So I'm sure people just sat around and laughed at him. It was pathetic.
Weird.
Yeah.
Well, Nathan reached out to him before he got started with his campaign with all this crap. And he's like, dude, you need to stick to just the basic part of the argument. Stick with what you can prove and don't go outside of it. He goes way off with a lot of things. Demonstrations are good. I love his demonstrations. How
he talked about Kiribati.
Here it is, right here. I got it.
Oh, it's horrible. Watch it when this is done, and watch it. And next time,
hour long.
Haman is horrible. It's one of the worst ones he's ever done ever.
I don't want to see it. I really don't.
It's painful to watch. I mean, it's
disheartening, man. It really is. Yeah.
And I mean, it didn't make it. It made FE look like a joke. 2, they just laughed at him basically. Like this can't be real. But the other part of it is that those people don't realize how stupid they were because they didn't even know what the hell they were taught or what they believe and couldn't back up anything they said either. So it was total shit. It was like, wow, this is really bad. I mean, I haven't listened to Dave in months. So, I mean, I haven't been paying attention. It just showed up on the feed on BitChute on the trending. And I could see why, because it was really horrible.
It's called Player's Choice.
Oh, it was horrible.
Is the name of the
Yeah, it's sports people sitting around whacking off the sports numbers. That's all it is.
Well, guys, it's 1 a.m. here, and I got to get up and work tomorrow, and I got to make a phone call to a logistics company.
Not a problem.
Right, Roger Dodger. Thanks a lot. And D-Man, good talking to you.
Good to see you, Haman. Have a good one, Roger.
Right.
Good to see everybody in the chat, too.
Yeah. Night, everybody else. I'll say good night to you guys all individually, one by one. No, I'm just kidding.
Personal messages for everybody.
Yeah, give me your email address, and I'll get you an app, because we don't have enough apps.
We need the Roger Ledwell app.
Yeah, I'm going to start grifting with my app. Hold on.
The Haman app. We're all going to have an app now.
Yeah. for only $3 a month.
Send us $3.
Uh, oh, Jesus. And that's what makes it seem so, it makes it even worse, though.
My
I thought,
question,
I
my
thought,
question to it was
Yeah.
that where does the information go that you got the app?
yeah,
Who
good
does it
question.
go to?
It goes to the server and it gets put on a hard drive,
Gets
basically, and
sold.
anybody can access it if they can hack the machine.
You want to get the app? Go look at the terms of service and read very carefully.
I gotta figure out what I'm gonna play out with here. No, I gotta go to a different song. I started off with Payday Monsanto. I did a song called The Reason.
Hold on, I got one for you. Hold on, I got one.
I just
Dude,
don't
where
want
is
I don't want to get copyrighted. So
Well, where is the curve?
where's the curve? Okay,
Yeah,
that'll work.
that's a good one.
Stick it in the private
okay.
chat, or you can share it. One of the two.
Yeah, hold on. I'll throw it in the chat for you. I watched it the other day for the first time in a while, and I was like, man, that is a great video.
Nice.
Hold on.
And I just don't know why the other guy was talking about flight. The motion in flight proves the Earth spinning, but flight itself proves the Earth isn't spinning. It's stationary. It's just one of those. It's if and or question.
Here it is. There you go. That's a good one to leave out on.
All right, cool. And now it's asking me if I'm a robot. Don't ask me why it asked me that question. And can I spot all the bridges in the pictures? Hold on. I'm dead serious, dude. YouTube is weird. I am a human. I got the bridges right.
YouTube's really gone down the pipes. It's really gone down quick.
I see Michelle Fowler in there. You know, we're our cousins are rocks. You heard her say that before?
Yeah.
But then she went through a tragedy, dude. Her husband died of cancer. You've heard that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. But then she got really spiritual like that way. Then she started like, oh, this is so existential, everything. But she's a dude. I don't get why.
That's normally what happens when you go through some kind of tragedy. You start to,
It hits you, but I mean, you don't have to go so far. I mean, especially if you're in the public community in science like that, why you got to like reach out? And she actually puts that into her work too. She's trying to prove something about the cosmos or whatever. The same thing with Carl Sagan. He flipped his wig too.
Yeah.
Before he was out, Johnny Carson gave him a hard time. He used to come on the show all the time. Carl Sagan would come in there, and he would make fun of Carl constantly.
Yeah.
But Carl kept saying, whenever he referenced anything, he was like, it's flat. Toward the ends of his career, everything's flat. And the universe was flat, basically, to him. Because I think it had a lot to do with Einstein's equations, because he had to create basically a flat map for the universe to navigate it out. So everything looks flat. It's weird. But I think Carl Sagan kind of knew that most of the stuff that science pushes is bullshit.
Yeah, that it was bullshit. But he was cruising that fine line where he can't go too far, but just hinting.
I don't think it's meant to be a career for people. I think the sciences actually should be.
This is funny, and I thought about this during the week. When I was a kid, I used to read these. You remember Isaac Asimov?
That sounds familiar.
Asimov used to create these science fiction space books.
Mm-hmm.
I read probably every one of them he ever wrote. When I was a kid, they used to have these books in the library I used to grab that were Asimov. And they were just science fiction books. It's everything that all these people are talking about today. Basically, books that use this to create fictional stories.
So we're pushing science fiction, is what you're saying?
Pretty much, yeah. Well, so did the guy from Scientology. Yeah. That's what he did too. He wrote sci-fi books.
Yeah, I read. Well, the big one with him was Dynamics, right?
Yeah. L. Ron Hubbard, but he did books just like Asimov did. That was science fiction, based on science fiction.
L. Ron Hubbard wrote more books than anybody else, from what I understood. More books that were published.
I remember seeing those commercials about Dianetics on TV. Remember?
Oh yeah, that was funny. Like that volcano, Dianetics.
Yeah, the
Like,
volcano. Yeah, because the Leah Remy, opened up the. There was a lot of people that got caught in that whole Scientology thing.
well, they all used to party together, didn't they?
Well, there was a singer from Budapest, from Hungary, famous jazz musician that got caught up in that. So didn't the guy who did the voice on Isaac Hayes. Isaac Hayes got caught up in that and couldn't get out of it either.
Yeah. You talk about Chef.
Yeah.
He actually was a singer before he was a
Yeah, Walk On By. He did a song called Walk On By. It was great. It's great. It's one of the best versions you'll ever hear of it.
Oh yeah.
It's funky.
Oh yeah. He was friends with who else? L. Ron was friends with another writer, wasn't he? I think. Or no?
They were all they all did the same things. That's how they made their money. Asimov did the same thing.
Their inspiration was Jack Parsons, and Jack Parsons' inspiration was Aleister Crowley.
They used science fiction to create science fiction.
Yeah.
That's it. That's what it was. And I thought about it during the week, and I was like, holy shit, I think I have some Asimov books in my garage.
Yeah. Well, if you want to up it a little bit, I'm going to get off the book for a second. It just reminded me, you ever heard of a band called Lagwagon?
No.
Well, they're a punk rock band from the 90s. They did a song called Dark Matter, which kind of sums all this up.
I'll have to check that out.
Yeah, they talk about pseudoscientists poisoning debates with all their pseudoscience, and it's this debate we're in now has been going on for
longer than we've been alive.
Yeah.
It was probably only spoken in very small circles. It wasn't mainstream like it is now, where it's just out in the open. You could just type it in and find out anything.
We didn't have the internet, dude, for all the centuries.
Real quick, the first time I heard it, I was working for a newspaper. I was a freelance photographer, even though I wasn't a photographer. I lied myself to get to do that job. I lied to the guy and said, "Oh, I've been a photographer since I was 12 years old." I wasn't. I did it so I could just get into the show for free. They sent me a box of Instamatic cameras. You remember those little box cameras that were disposable?
Yeah.
They said, go around and take pictures of everything. So I walked around this show for 2-3 days. I took a picture of the stage. I took a picture of the beach. I took pictures of people dancing, smoking weed, drinking beers, the pleas, everything you could think of. I went through this whole box of cameras. I went and, went to the post office and mailed the stuff back to them. It was in upstate New York. And we were sitting around, and this guy said to me, he said, "Hey, man, let me ask you something." I said, "Yeah." He said, "Do you think we went to the moon?" We were probably half a case of beer in. Yeah. So we were all a little zippy. And I looked at him and said, "Are you nuts? You've been drinking way too much. Of course we went to the moon. You saw it on TV." I remember it clear as day. I was like, "Are you crazy?" But the look that he gave me,
nuts, dude.
I didn't forget it, because he kind of looked at me like, "Wow, you don't know." That was the look that he gave me, and I never forgot it up until I started to see Globebusters.
Oh, Bob, what happened to him, man?
with Bob, and I started to think about it, and I was like, "Holy shit, that guy at the concert!" Holy shit! It wasn't. I mean, it obviously wasn't Bob, but that guy, I never forgot that guy asked me that, and I thought to myself, "Wow, that fucking guy was on to something. That guy was on to something. He was asking me that in the '90s."
Yeah, that happened to me in like '98. This is when I first touched any kind of topic like that. My uncle, he's my step uncle. He's not my birth uncle. He gave me a copy. I think it was '99 or '98. I can't. Somewhere around there. He gave me Bart Sabrell's "A Funny Thing Happened on the Way to the Moon," and I was staying in my aunt's mobile. She had a fifth wheel parked out back. She let me stay there for a while, and I watched it like 3 or 4 times, and I'm like, why would they fake the moon?
Yeah. I thought to him, "Boy, what are you, crazy?" I said, "You've been drinking way too much." I said to him, but when I looked at him, he was giving me a look, like, "You don't know, but you're gonna know." That kind of look.
Yeah. You should hear Bob the Science Guy defend the moon landing. God, you talk about conspiracies. He goes into if the capsule landed here, when it landed in the ocean, it would have to be in this jet or this current flowing from here to there. And if Buzz Aldrin wasn't at this particular place at this time after the capsule got back, this is proof that we landed on the moon. There's like, he goes through this mental gymnastics, and he'll go watch Bob the Science Guy explain the moon landing. Go on his channel. And
Somebody figured out by using AI where they put the flag on the moon.
Yeah, I heard about that. You
Yeah.
told me.
Yeah, and
It's right in the Congo, right?
I took the reference points and put them over themselves.
Yeah.
And it's in Africa.
Nice. So we landed in Africa.
Yeah. Well, we didn't land anywhere, but if you take the longitude latitude lines projections and you take it by longitude and latitude lines by looking at the moon, and then you project it, you take that image and overlay it using the moon map over the United States, over the Earth map,
Yeah,
and
I
you
got you.
overlay it. It's exactly in the exact same spot. It's in South America. Yeah, it's in Africa, South Africa.
The Congo in Africa is a treacherous place too. Man. I hear there's drug lords and warlords that control most of the Congo, and all the shipment that goes up it, and there's diamond trades and all kinds of other.
Oh
stuff.
yeah.
All right, I'm getting out of here.
All right, man. Have a good one.
All right, night, man.
It's not okay to think that the earth is flat.
Is the earth flat or round? It's round. Okay, now let's see. How do we go about proving that?
Earth, throughout its life, even when it formed, it was spinning, and it got a little wider at the equator than it does at the poles. So it's not actually a sphere. It's oblate, and officially it's an oblate spheroid. That's what we call it. But not only that, it's slightly wider below the equator than above it. A little chubbier. Chubby is a good way. It's like pear-shaped.
Upside down and zoom in on the people walking round. The people walking round upside down. You got a balloon, I got a balloon. Boats reappear with zoom, they reappear with zoom. The horizon line is flat, center sky it looks the same. Of my senses at peace upon the plain.
And what you're seeing here is a mirage.
Hey, Samra, Earth is the place
It's not okay to say that the earth is flat. This is some sort of strange denial. I don't know where it comes from. And it's something where I keep getting this question. We really need to put this question to bed because we've known the earth is a sphere for a long time.
Hi, guys. Tune in tomorrow, Maria. I'll be
Have a good one.
you're up early. Yeah, doing the 10:30 phone call to him. Yeah. I don't want to watch the credits. I hear Conspiracy Music Guru in there somewhere. Right. Night D, man. Thanks for coming on, dude. Thanks, Harmon. And night. Yeah, that's just the end of that. I just didn't shut it down. I'm going to end it. Been a long day.